Are not journalists anymore. They're people with an agenda. They want to prove something. They don't want to find something out. They want to say something on their own. And this is an example of it. It's really a sad day, a sad, sad day.
Joe, we've had massive surveillance abuse,
Yes.
unmasking abuse. We've had the leaking of raw intelligence, Samantha Power unmasking a person a day. And then we have the bigger scandal. Rudy Giuliani is right. Hillary committed felonies. Hillary obstructed justice. James Comey, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Andrew McCabe, and Loretta Lynch, they rigged that investigation. Then, of course, there's supposed to be Trump-Russia collusion. It turns out Hillary is paying a foreign national to use Russian sources that turn out to be debunked, and then that false political document, that dossier, is used for a FISA warrant to spy on an American associated with the Trump campaign in the lead up to an election. They're virtually silent on the biggest abuse of power scandal in the history of the country.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that judgment you've just made is absolutely correct. It is quite evident now that the Mueller probe is illegitimate. This effort to attempt to interview the President of the United States has now reached the point where there's just no doubt at all that the President should refuse to be interviewed by them. And that's because it's clear that that Mueller and his team of Democratic thugs are acting in bad faith. They know that the President...
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
Hey, Froggy.
Welcome to the Patriot Hour. I'm Michael, your host. It's Friday, May 4th, 2018. Anon Q clearance updates, drops. I don't think there's any we're going to look. So let's not waste any time and get right into that. All right. And I do not see anything new. Went over these in the last update video. We had Apple headquarters, some shipment, and either in the plane, because there were some pictures of some planes. You have this photo here, and I mean, it's almost like you're parallel, so we know there must have been another plane. Was it an escort plane? Wingman, you know, there might have been another plane over here, two escorts, who knows, due to the blue tip on these photos. It's jet blue, most likely, right? And then there was a shipment here. Was there other stuff in front of it? They moved out. Now we got this. Theories of it's wrapped quite a bit. It's got lots of banding. It's on skids. Looks like to be a couple more boxes. Is that money? So, airplanes, JetBlue, Apple headquarters, some kind of shipment being flown around on planes. Does it stay on the planes? Is it a way to, when these bad actors kind of lost control and Trump got in, is it kind of like a scavenger hunt? They got to keep their dirty money on a plane that's always moving. Who knows, right? We're doing the research, but anything is just a theory or a guess at this point. All right, let's look at Donald J. Trump here. I'll read these. 3 hours ago, our southern border is under siege. Congress must act now to change our weak and ineffective immigration laws. Must build a wall. Mexico, which has a massive crime problem, is doing little to help. Because jobs in the U.S. are doing so well, Americans receiving unemployment aid is the lowest since 1973. It's hard to deny those numbers, folks. I mean, what's the spin? Andrew McCarthy will be on Lou Dobbs tonight at 7 at Fox Business. NBC News is wrong again. They cite sources which are constantly wrong. Problem is, like so many others, the sources probably don't exist. They are fabricated fiction. NBC, my former home with The Apprentice, is now as bad as fake news CNN. Sad. Going to Dallas, the great state of Texas today. Leaving soon. Just stay there and leave us alone. Oh man, oh man. All right. I'll jump in here for a minute. Apple shipping flights is the issue. What are they shipping and where? What is the meaning of these photos? Pentagon orders stores to ban certain Chinese phones amid spying concern. So there's lots of discussion on that. I want to get up here for a minute. JetBlue taking off from San Jose. Do not confront accounts that are being tracked. Watch, archive, report. If you find an important account, archive everything offline before posting. Link to 8chan. Let's see here. Mueller connected to patent team that have a lot to do with 7/10 plane helo crashes. The hell? Okay. So this is a United States patent, Walker. Track system, FAA upgrades for accountable remote and robotics control to stop the unauthorized use of aircraft and to improve equipment management and public safety. Servers or agencies provided through wireless communication gateways and then thus further interference. These vehicles in a larger machine messaging matrix via wireless and IP protocols to further coordinate movement. Assesses and management equipment use and impact on world resources, societies, infrastructure, and the environment. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy there, folks. So particle accelerators, so, does that just look like one? mean, there's several of them throughout the world. Largest one being like CERN. So that's a particle accelerator is a machine that uses electromagnetic fields, right? Make this a little larger. So particle accelerator, atom smasher, super collider. A particle accelerator is a machine that uses electromagnetic fields to propel charged particles to nearly light speed and to contain them in a well-defined beams. Large accelerators are used in particle physics and colliders, e.g. LHC, Large Hadron Collider, is the world's largest and most powerful particle collider, the most complex experimental facility ever built, and the largest single machine in the world. It was built by the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, between 1998 and in 2008. Okay, so just a little overview of that. All right, so again, we saw that at the beginning with the Hillary Clinton. The news is so much looking for a crime. I've been backing one for Trump, the Trump campaign, really acting concerned about a crime that was committed possibly, and that was only because their candidate, their choosing was lost. Because if they were interested in crimes or bad things, they had it all in front of their face for the last several years, and they did nothing. We pretty much know, like Q said, every Trump tweet, if you look into it, tends to come true. Future proves past. What he said in the past ends up being done in the future, and then it proves what he said. I don't know how many times Trump tweets something, I found out I was being spied on, the campaign, how horrible. And then you had every news, this is a lie, we know nothing about this. When they're a news or a journalist, they should go out and research, dig into it. Instead, they'd sit there and cover and act like into the last hour, the last minute, that, we have to redact or we were wrong, which they don't even really do anymore. They just spin it. I watched it. Trump was wrong in his tweet saying he was being spied on. We now know it was this guy and that guy. But in the beginning, they would just sit there and tell you that that was impossible. They never would have done that. The last administration wouldn't have done something like that. But then it comes out to be that they did. But then they focus on the fact that Trump tweeted that he was being spied on. And they're like, well, now we know that was a lie because he wasn't. They're pretty inventive, folks. If you don't see it, open your eyes because it's right in front of you. It is right in front of you. Plain as day, plain sight. Easy peasy. All right, this is Mike. This was a Patriot Hour update. Just wanted to see if there was any cues. And there was not. So we're going to say studio's up and running. I'm going to keep this up. Any new Q updates, I will jump right back in and give them to you guys. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe, ring the bell, drop a comment, like, share, tell all your friends. If you're new to the whole QAnon phenomenon, what is it? What are we talking about? What do we just go over? Check out some other videos on the channel here. I got one labeled, What is QAnon? I will link it to the end of this video. That way you can check that out. And other than that, there's plenty of other channels for you to look into and articles to read at this point. Just tons of different ways. Again, I'm Mike. This is the Patriot Hour. Thanks for stopping by. Again, please leave a comment. Have a great mid-morning, afternoon. God bless, Godspeed each and every one of you. Till the next update, we'll see you soon. God bless.
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a
Hey, Froggy.